एक चाय की प्याली ने दीवाना बना डाला, दीवाना बना डाला, मस्ताना बना डाला। एक चाय की प्याली ने दीवाना बना डाला, दीवाना बना डाला, मस्ताना बना डाला। एक दिन गया मैं नाई के पास, गया मैं नाई के पास, एक दिन गया मैं नाई के पास, नाई के पास।
Very nice.
फिर क्या हुआ? फिर क्या हुआ? बाल काटने बोला तो गंजा बना डाला, बाल काटने बोला तो गंजा बना डाला। एक चाय की प्याली ने दीवाना बना डाला, दीवाना बना डाला, मस्ताना बना डाला। So welcome to the last episode of Tea with Salesians. Over to Father Leon.
Today, the topic for this last episode of Tea with Salesians is Guardian Angel. And we have with us Sister Melissa D'Souza, who is going to present this topic to us. Sister Melissa is not new. She has been here earlier, a Salesian sister from Goa who is very passionate about the environment, and she had given a talk to us about the environment some months back. So, Sister Melissa, we are happy to have you here, and we'll listen to you now.
I thought Father Bosco and Father Leon would introduce the topic as they usually do with some game or something, but they didn't do it. So I will only have to introduce this topic. This topic theme is actually a favorite of mine, the guardian angels. And most of us, I'm sure, whether at home or in school, have learned this prayer to a guardian angel. So could we all pray that prayer now? Just close our eyes and invoke our guardian angels. We'll say together, Angel of God, my guardian dear, who love
It's me
here,
here.
ever this
Ever
day,
this day,
be at my side, to light and guard,
light
to rule and guide.
rule
Amen.
and guide. Amen.
So when I was preparing for this talk, the first thought that came to my mind was the readings that are taken on the feast of the Garden of October. And in the reading taken from the book of Exodus, we have these words: "See, I am sending an angel before you to guard you on the way and bring you to the place I have prepared. Be attentive to him and heed his voice. Do not rebel against him." Am I audible?
Yes, sister.
Okay. So in this reading itself, we have these beautiful words that all of us have a personal angel with us, and the Lord desires that we listen to him, heed his voice, because he is given to us to lead us to the place where God would want us to be. And that's surely at the end heaven. But at each moment where God would want us to be, it is the angel who is there by our side who is guiding us. Now, the responsible psalm of the same has these words: "For to his angels he has given command about you, and they will guard you in all your ways." Now, when I was getting ready for this talk, when I spoke to one of my friends, he said, "What does the church say about the guardian angel?" So then I started searching in the CCC. And in the CCC, we have these words once again to reassure us in Article 336. From its beginning until death, human life is surrounded by their watchful care and intercession. Beside each believer stands an angel as protector and shepherd, leading them to life. These words are very important. Besides each believer stands an angel. So this is assurance for us that we are never alone. There is always someone with us. Now, many of us now have different type of fears. Some are frightened of cockroaches, and some are frightened of lizards, and some are frightened of spiders, and some are frightened of the darkness. Now, just imagine if you have to go out somewhere in the darkness. You know what? That fear will be eating you up, especially if you're a person who is frightened. If you are told to go somewhere out in the dark. But just imagine if there is a friend who says, "Don't worry, I will come with you," and this friend is there to hold your hand. All your fears will automatically vanish. Now, this is actually what happens to us at each moment. There is this guardian angel who holds us by the hand and leads us, Because as Padre Pio said, our guardian angel never leaves us even for an instant. Now, even in the scripture, we have different instances of the guardian angel, especially the archangels. We have the mention of Saint Michael in the book of Revelation, in the book of Daniel. We have the mention of Raphael, who was sent to heal Tobit's son. Then we have the mention of Gabriel, we all know, who appeared to Mary and told her the good news that she was chosen to be the mother of God. Even Pope Benedict XVI, in one of his Angelus address, said these words: "Dear friends, the Lord is ever close to us and active in humanity's history and accompanies us with the unique presence of his angels, whom today the church venerates as guardian angels. That is, the ministers of the divine care for every human being." This is all what the church says, what the scripture says. Now I want to get to something very interesting. When I was preparing for this talk on guardian angels, I thought of the saints. Now we all of us want proofs, to see, like, are there really angels? Who has seen them? Whom have the guardian angels appeared to? How can we believe about their presence? So let me quote about some saints. So the first saint I would like to mention is Padre Pio. We all know about this saint from Italy who had the fortune of having the stigmata. Now, this saint was very much devoted to his guardian angel. He said, "The guardian angel is my friend from infancy." Now, this Padre Pio, when he became famous, there were people from all over the world who would write letters to him, asking him for help, asking him for guidance, for advice. And most of the letters were in foreign languages, which he couldn't really understand. But he would never ask for a translator, because he would say, he would ask his guardian angel to help him to translate, and they would help him and he would understand. Now, there was something very peculiar about guardian angels. Whenever people wanted help, he would tell them, "Send your guardian angel to me." So always, anybody, he would say, "Send your guardian angel to me, and I will tell your guardian angel to get back to you." Now, there were two particular girls close by, close to the friary where he was staying, who didn't really believe this. So they thought, "We will put this man to the test." So what they did that day, they in the night they sent their guardian angels to Padre Pio with a message, okay, and they were just seeing like what would happen. Now the next day after mass, they met Padre Pio, and he seemed to be quite upset with him. So they were wondering like what is the matter with him. And then Padre Pio told the first girl, he said, "You kept me awake whole night. First, you sent your guardian angel to heal your uncle Federico, and the other girl, you sent your guardian angel to tell me to heal your cousin." These girls were really put to shame because, right enough, the girl had told her guardian angel to tell Padre Pio to heal the uncle, to heal the cousin. And without any other way of coming to know, Padre Pio had known it. So they realized that Padre Pio really saw their angels and got the message from their guardian angels. Even in confession, like Don Bosco, Padre Pio also will be able to read people's hearts. Even some secret sins that they would hide, he would come to know and he would be able to tell them. This too he was able to do with the help of their guardian angels. There are many saints like this who are able to speak to the other person's angel to guide that person concerned. There is this particular saint, Jose Maria Escriva, who always, when he wanted to greet a person who came to meet him, would first greet that person's guardian angel and then would greet the person concerned. Another saint, this is something really amazing. I was really amazed because I just found this incident yesterday. It is about Saint Isidore of the Laborer. Now, Saint Isidore the Laborer is from Madrid, Spain. Now, this saint is an ordinary peasant who used to work for a landowner. Now, this landowner also had great respect for this man because a very simple, humble man. Now, in spite of all the work he had to do, he would never miss mass. Every morning, faithfully, he would go for mass. Now, when the landowner is fond of one particular peasant, what happens to the others? They feel jealous. So, what they decided, we are going to spoil this fellow's name. So they went to the landowner and he said, see, you have so much of trust in him, but he spends so much of time in the church that he's neglecting his work. Now, this landowner thought, I must get into the matter. So he just took rounds and he was shocked. He saw an angelic figure in the field, plowing the field when this man was in the church taking part in the Holy Eucharist. And this landowner really believed that there is this man's guardian angel who was working in his absence. There is an incident in the life of Saint Gemma. Now, Saint Gemma Galgani, she also is a woman who was blessed with the stigmata. Now, she also had the fortune of seeing her guardian angel on various occasions. Now, she tells this very amusing incident. She says, one day we were all discussing, all of us were sitting together, we were talking, and slowly these talks turned to gossip. We started talking about one lady who was not really present in the scene there. And she said, suddenly I was about to open my mouth to say something negative when I saw my guardian angel standing and just staring at me so sternly. Then I just shut my mouth and I did not say anything more. So the guardian angel is also there to help us to tell us what is right and wrong if we listen to his voice. Now, as I was telling you, this saint was blessed with the stigmata. So one day, when she had this ecstasy, Our Lady appeared to her, Jesus appeared to her, and her guardian angel appeared to her. And then she was blessed with the stigmata. At that moment, she didn't feel the pain. But when that moment of ecstasy was over, then she felt the pain and she was finding it difficult to walk. And she said, my guardian angel helped me to reach my bed because I was finding it very difficult to walk. So this is about Saint Gemma. Now we have the famous Sister Faustina. Sister Faustina has a lot to tell about the guardian angel. No, she also had a lot of conversation with her guardian angel. Her guardian angel would tell her certain things, would console her, comfort her, also tell her what is right, what is wrong. But one particular incident which I like was this. She said one day, suddenly when I was walking, no, I was blocked by the demons. The demons suddenly came and blocked my way, and I got frightened. I just didn't know what to do. And then I could hear them say, no, this woman has spoiled what we had for so many years, what we had tried to get for ourselves, she has destroyed. And she said, I was so frightened. Now, this is written in her diary. But then suddenly I prayed to my guardian angel, and my guardian angel appeared and said, don't worry, spouse of Christ. These demons have no power over you. Till the Lord gives them power, they have no power over you. So do not be worried. And she said, all my fear left me. And then she said, many times this happened whenever the demons came before me. I just invoked my guardian angel, and there my guardian angel was there at my defense. So these were the lives of the saints. Actually, there are many more instances, many more saints who speak about their guardian angels. But Father has not given me much time. So see, already there's a message to try to conclude fast. Okay, so I'll just conclude with my own incident. Okay, my mother has a lot of devotion to the guardian angels. And from the time we were small, she used to always cultivate this devotion. Now, this is a small joke. Whenever she used to lose something, or whenever she wanted to remember something, or whether anything, no, she would at once pray to a guardian angel. Then we as children, whenever we would lose anything, we would at once say, Mom, please pray to your guardian angel, not to help us to find this thing. And she would laugh and she say, why should I pray to my guardian angel? You can pray to your guardian angel. Now, one day what happened is when she went to put the clothes for drying, she's found her gold pendant fallen there. And then she said, if the gold pendant is there, the chain also must be there. And then she began searching for the chain. She couldn't find it. And then she began praying to her guardian angel. And you won't believe, the moment she said, my guardian angel, help me, she found her chain fallen there and it was all covered with mud. So wouldn't have been easy to find it. But the moment she invoked her guardian angel, there she found her chain. Now I'll tell you about my own incident. This also my mother said it happened to her many times. So I said, let me try it. So now this happens in a time when there was no alarm, there was no mobile. And so if you want to sleep and if you want to get up, you have to tell somebody else, please wake me up at this moment. But then I told my guardian angel, I went to sleep and I said, please wake me up at this particular time. And right enough, there would be a sound, there would be somebody calling, or there would be a knock on the door. And if you see the time, it would be exactly at the moment when you told your guardian angel to wake you up. Okay, that also strengthened my belief in my guardian angel. So before I conclude, I just want to repeat Saint the words of Padre Pio. Your guardian angel never leaves you even for an instant. So our guardian angel is very close to us at each moment. And then the reading tells us, pay heed to his voice. So his voice is very soft, but so we need to be attentive to his voice because he tells us to do what is right. So let us remember always that we have an angel with us, a heavenly being who is with us, who intercedes for us. We cannot go into the presence of God now when we are on the earth, but it's this angel of ours who can even go into the presence of God, who intercedes for us. So let us do three things. First is become aware of the presence of our guardian angel. Secondly, thank him for his constant protection. And thirdly, talk to him, invoke him, because he's our best intercessor before the throne of God. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Sister Melissa. Thanks for the nice talk on Guardian Angel. Now we have with us Karina Montero from Mumbai, who is going to present to us the five loaves. Today we are having a little different type of session since we are concluding today. We won't have the two fishes, the two questions, but instead we have something else today. So Karina, she had done her studies in humanities and business management, and her interest is in storytelling and communications, and she has created her own picture book. She has even created many documentaries. A recent documentary is Kinarpati, or Sea Shows it is called. Karina, we are happy to have you with us. You can share your five laws, the five things that you believe in.
Right. So thank you very much, Father, for having me here and for asking me to think about this topic as well. When you first asked me to speak about the fish and the loaves, a part of me was a little happy about it because this is something I've always called my mother. Whenever I've ever had any problem, or I needed when I was younger, when I needed money, whatever the struggle were, however little she had, she would always find something to give me. So for me, she was always, and I used to always tell her that, Mama, you are our fish and loaves. This would always be one of my favorite readings because it comes a little before the feast of the Epiphany, and it always gives me a lot to think about. And that's why I really wanted to bring this up here when we speak about fish and loaves. The first thing is that I think it's very important to realize that there are some people in our lives who play this role of being an endless source of support, whether it is monetary, whether it is emotional, whether it is being your constant cheerleader or your confidant. So I think for me, one thing that I really believe in is identifying who these people are and as far as possible also trying to be someone else's fish and loaves. And I think to me, what there are a lot of Bible readings which in some way point to this. There are some one-liners which stay with me. One of them is, you know, in all your ways acknowledge him and he will straighten your paths. And somehow I find that this for me relates back to the fish and loaves because it just is it's just something that whenever something goes wrong or you think something you're worried about, just turn to Mother Mary, turn to Infant Jesus. That's what my mother does. She unceasingly prays to them, and I find that that really helps her. And that's where in fact we met Father Leon. We had come to Nasik for my birthday last year, so that's where I met with him. So for me, this whole point of realizing there are people in your life, like Sister Melissa said, of course, there's your guardian angel. There are also people in your life who serve as a source of your fish and loaves, and you need to be one of those as well. I think the second point for me that I've come to believe in, it was a very hard lesson for me, is being able to let go. For me, for someone who works in the corporate world, who struggled a lot with getting things to work, getting successful outcomes, I have this obsession. You have to be able to control the outcomes. You have to be able to not worry. So I think for me, it was very important to be able to let go of that need to control because your prayer is not just something you say in the morning and then once before you sleep at night, but it's something that you really do throughout the day. So being able to let go, being able to really ask for grace, to let go of the hurts that have been caused to you, which have made you angry, made you bitter, made you resentful. I'm learning there is no instant solution, because my thought used to always be that if you pray, immediately you will find, God will give you an answer, or whatever was difficult just becomes easy all of a sudden. I'm learning that's not easy. You have to let go first, and then you wait and you watch. From that, the second point, if we come to contemplation. Now, this is something I started doing a long, long time ago, at least in 2013. And it's something that I find really helps me. And the contemplation comes in different forms. It could be either when you're saying the rosary, so you contemplate on the mysteries of the rosary and what they stand for biblically, when you try and relate it back to your own life. Reading the daily readings, which are either on some sort of the Archdiocese app or reflecting on it. The homilies that you hear, whether in your church or on Mass on TV, and how do we really relate that back to our life? I think for me, contemplating is something that I do every morning. There are also messages that Father Leon sends. I think Sister Melissa is connected with my sister and also sends her messages. So there are these little things that that get, that sometimes the messages really hit home. Sometimes it's you're wondering what it is, but it helps you at least try and make some sense of what is going on in your life and how are you supposed to really live the gospel or try and make that work for you. And I think here, one point I would just like to really bring about is there was this time when I was quite confused and I was very angry all the time. And that time, the father who was giving me confession had advised me that, just go and sit in front of the Blessed Sacrament and ask the Lord what He wants you to do. So, of course, that took me a long time. It didn't just happen a day. It took me about a year of sitting before the Blessed Sacrament, listening, reading, before I could actually understand, maybe listen to the voice within which was talking, and that kind of helped. But the important point being, holding on to whatever has caused you hurt or grief and trying to live the word doesn't really happen. So it's really important to let go, and it's more than anything, it's important to ask for the grace to be able to let it go. The third thing would be patient endurance. This is something that I've really learned in the fourth thing. I'm sorry. It's something I've learned in the course of the lockdown. Okay, there are a lot of times that you're struggling with a lot of things. It could be you want something, you're not getting it. It could be that you're struggling for something for a very long time and you don't see a way out. So this lockdown, I actually started reading The Dark Night of the Soul, Saint John of the written by Saint John of the Cross, and I found that his the way that he's written. I really liked his guidance, because a lot of times you think you're perfect, and this is really it shows you the mirror. It shows you that you're not as perfect as you think you are. It is not a very pleasant lesson. It's very humbling, and what also has along you have to supplement that side by side, right? So the reading along with really contemplating, and what are the affirmations you can keep telling yourself. So for me, my mom always keeps saying that, I can do everything through Christ who strengthens me. And when you pray, you take it and you leave it to the Lord in prayer. Don't expect immediate, instant solutions. Wait, things will work out the way that they need to. Something that also has constantly been coming at me on this theme of patient endurance, especially in a year like this, was a lot of homilies, especially at Christmas time, where our father said that, just because it's been bad, we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, doesn't mean you sit and you frown. It's not about being an optimist, just, living in illusion. It's about having a really strong hope, something which is rooted in more than just you and your circumstances and your surrounding, and really going forward in hope and courage, which is something that you really just get from the Lord when you ask Him for peace. And I think the last point that it came about last week in the readings. I can't remember if it was during Sunday Mass or during the week. The Gospel from John, when he just asked, "What are you looking for?" I think, again, I mean, of course, this ties back to contemplation, but there are so many times that we think we need something, but it probably is something that we want. So I want a promotion, I want a designation, but is that something I really need? Probably not. Maybe what I need to make things work in my life is a little different. Again, it's not an easy acceptance. Uh, because you think you know everything, right? I mean, at least I think I know everything. When God tries to tell me something, I relate a lot with the book of Jonah, because just like God told him, right, do something and even the other way, that's me. So all these lessons come, they're very hard and harsh learnings, but it's something that I think it's important to think about and reflect on time to time and make your course corrections. So understand whether what you need is really what whether what you want is really what you need, and is that really going to bring you joy, and is that joy really something which is in the world? Because if it is from the world, then it's going to be fleeting. It's going to come, it's going to go, and you'll be running in this endless circle of uh, being happy, being anxious, being worried, and then it's just an unending circle. So just being very conscious that the joy is not in things that you have, in things which are around you, but it's deeply rooted in something above you, which recently I learned was, like, just like the disciples said, you're looking for you're really looking for the answer that the disciples gave. The answer that the disciples gave when he asked, "What are you looking for?" And they said, "Where are you staying?" So basically, they're telling him, "We're looking for you." And we think we're looking for a million other things. So I think coming to that realization that what you are looking for is really something which is rooted in the Lord. Yeah. So and just to conclude, I think think about this is something. It's not my own saying. It's something I've heard a sister say on EWTN, which is a network I watch for Mass when throughout the lockdown. So it's really think about what you need, think about what you have to get there, and then look at how you can start with what you have. So really, if I have to just summarize it, it would be understand who the fish and loaves are in your life. How can you be fish and loaves to somebody else? Let go of whatever various needs are consuming you a lot. Contemplate on and reflect on how these things you can relate back to these things in your life. Patiently endure your sufferings. It's not easy, but that's the only thing we can really do, and look forward in hope and courage, and really understand what are you looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thank
that's
you,
a final
Karini.
on that.
Yes. Thank you for sharing the 5 lows. Okay, so now there is some good news. All of you know this. Anyway, it's showing in the reverse since it's on the camera. All of you know this UCAT and DOCAT. Yeah. And over these past 30 weeks, we have been taking themes from both UCAT and DOCAT, and plus some other themes also we have been addressing in our sessions. Officially from UCAT, all the participants who have been regular over these few weeks will be getting this certificate, and this certificate is coming from UCAT itself. So UCAT appreciates the sessions that you all have attended regarding UCAT and DOCAT. Congratulations to all those who will be receiving this certificate.
Father, just a word of congrats to you, Father Leon Cruz and Father Leon Rod and Father Bosco and all the Salesians who are in charge of this, behind this. I am one of the people who, enjoyed most of the episodes. I would always try to, wait for it. And I still remember I have a lot of memory in the beginning, how they used to introduce the topic. And I carry in me a lot of memories. So it was really exciting, and thank God for this, and a big congratulations to you, Father.
What we Salesians want to tell our youngsters, know that whatever, be it rain, be it storm, be it sun, be it snow, be it anything, we will never ever leave you. We will always be there with you. And remember this, sessions are getting over. We'll surely come back again, but we are always there for you. ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, तोड़ेंगे हम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे. ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे. तेरी जीत तेरी हार मेरी हार, सुन ले मेरे यार. तेरा गम मेरा गम, तेरी जान ऐसा अपना प्यार. जहाँ से भी खेलेंगे तेरे लिए ले लेंगे, जान से भी खेलेंगे, तेरे लिए ले लेंगे सबसे दुश्मनी। ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, तोड़ेंगे हम अगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे। Dear youth, we love you. We are always there for you.
Yeah, thank you for the Leon Rodriguez and for the Bosco. Thank you very much. Yeah, just I forgot to tell you all this certificate which is being given by UCAT. I also like to thank the director of UCAT, Maria Francis, and also the media team, Valini and the media team for collaborating with us and for giving these certificates. Yeah. So what I'll be doing is I will be asking your home address, okay, and then we will post the certificates to you, the hard copy. Yeah. So thank you and see you all again, okay, after some time. Bye.
Bye, Father.
Bye bye,
Thank
bye
you,
bye.
Father.
Very soon.
Hi,
Very
friends.
soon.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you,
Take
Father
care.
Leon.
Father Bosco, feel like crying, Father Bosco. How will I? When will I see again? When will you come to Jerusalem?